Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And I was stating this last night. All praises, honor, and glory are definitely due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, especially in the times that we're living in. And I was stating it last night that, I had two lessons I wanted to go into. And I know the first one ended up being the one I went into first, according to the Spirit. It's pretty lengthy, about an hour and a half long. And as you can see, the time now is 3:46 a.m. I'm just a couple hours off of work, and I work late, and so I get home, I listen to videos, build up my spirit, and before I start speaking myself. So the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to do this lesson, the same one that I had on my mind last night. Throughout the day, I've noticed that quite a few brothers have been speaking on this particular topic. So, maybe it was meant for me to wait. You know what I'm saying? I let my teachers. If it's the Lord will, my teachers usually speak first. Put it like that. And I guess it was meant for them to speak on it first, give me more insight as to what's going on, so I can report correctly and report in sincere truth. So the focus on this lesson, is that we are coming into the time of race wars. Okay, this is all part of Jacob's trouble. Race wars, civil war, and these are all prophetic, because it's all part of Esau's kingdom coming to an end, okay, and includes him being exposed to be the devil that he is, him and his people, and of course we don't judge by skin color, we judge by spirit, and ultimately if you can't receive this truth, I don't care what color you are, what your skin tone might be or nothing. If you're not in this truth, if you're not calling on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you can expect to be destroyed anyway. But just to touch on this particular topic, let me start with this. I got some videos lined up that I'm gonna get into, and I'm gonna start with this one. Judah is being roused up. This is from the brother. His channel is it's called The Hopeful Elect 3. Okay. And I believe on this video he posted a scripture, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this Isaiah 14:4, and I'm gonna get the scripture that I believe that he posted. So Isaiah 14:4, and that's that 144, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath," is the main point. "He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. And when this man goes down, we're all going to be, the whole entire earth, the whole creation, from humans to the trees, to the land itself, the seas, the beasts of the sea and the beasts of the earth are going to all rejoice when this man is finally brought down, because he has done nothing but tamper with the entire creation and try to change the entire creation. This is all in his effort, to create a pseudo birthright. You can't, and it shows you that this man is out of his mind, because you can't rule the world while destroying it at the same time. You're destroying yourself. But this man is not thinking for himself. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is got this man under a deep strong delusion. You know what I'm saying? And he got him puffed up with pride like he did Pharaoh. But I'm liking what it said in verse 6 here. That's the main point. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Okay, and it's pretty much talking about the different kings of Babylon, your different presidents. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, regardless of how much we've tried to vote, how much we've marched, how much we did this, we just come to realize that this man literally has it out for us. Okay? And he won't stop. Regardless of how peaceful you are with him, the more peaceful you are with him, the more wickedly he's going to deal with you. Okay? Because he just won't stop. He's just not going to stop. Genesis, is it chapter 49? I think it's, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to get Judas just to make the point. Genesis 49:9. Judah is the lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Okay? And we're coming to a point that Judah, which is you so-called black people, is coming back to that lion-like state. That lion-like state where they really just fight now. They're tired of being peaceful. We're tired of marching. You know what I'm saying? Marching and praying. We shall overcome crap. That we shall overcome spirit. And we will overcome. Best believe that there. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But that's for the elect. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is putting the spirit on Jake to get ready to rise up. Because Jake is starting to realize that these people that they thought were pure because they call themselves white are literally the devil that the Bible speaks of. So, without further ado, let's get to this video, man. It's about 10 minutes long. I'll probably chime in, chime out. But, let's go.
Hey, so listen. Normally, I'm not real radical-minded about anything. Normally, I'm not real upset about a lot of stuff. I mainly try to stay out of all type of racist shit, all type of racist bullshit. I normally try to stay out of that type of stuff, and I'm a pretty easygoing person. But this Nolan Wells case, not only has it made me sad, pissed me off, and infuriated me, but it just makes me understand more of how this country sees black and brown people.
And right quick, I do want to say, I can look at this Jake. I can judge by his spirit, that he is an easygoing person. He seems to be pretty much like myself. I'm one of them that, and I would always say this before I came into the truth, and people who know me knew this about me because they actually, the ones that basically labeled this sin on me. And they would say about me, one thing about me is that it's hard to turn it on. Because I'm low key, I can let a lot of things pass, and I pray. I'm like, I just don't deal with drama. You know what I mean? But they would say it's hard to turn it on, but once you turn it on, it's hard to turn it off. And that's true, because people have seen me. I'm just speaking before I came into the truth about myself. It was a lot of times where, well, a few times, not a lot, but it was times to where it was actually turned on. That spirit just came on me to just act a fool. You know what I'm saying? And go all out. You know what I'm saying? And I was ready for whatever. I felt like Superman. You know what I'm saying? And it took a whole lot to get me to just calm down. I mean, and you gotta think about that analogy. It's hard to turn it on, but once you turn it on, it's definitely hard to turn it off. And see, this is the spirit that Jake is in right now. It's hard to get Jake to just react like that and go out like that. Jake wrote about, man, I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I plan to play my video game tonight. Man, my woman cooking some salmon. You know what I'm saying? With some rice and gravy and whatever. You know what I mean? Jake ain't into all this madness. This is all Esau Edom that's into this madness. It's hard to turn Jake on like that, for the most part. A lot of Jakes is wicked as well. I mean, believe that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Jake just be chilling, trying to get our daily bread, and Lord willing, move on to the next day. And that's always been my spirit. So I can look at him and tell that, yeah, he's pretty much one of them low key. Yeah, 2 monkeys and a dog basically just means whatever. Just let it go. I'm not tripping. I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? Type dudes. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me rambling.
And my message is going to be clear, short, sweet, and concise. It couldn't be my child. Couldn't have been my son. I'm going to let some of y'all read between the lines on that. Because if it were, I wouldn't be the only one that had some flower bringing and slow singing in my family. my mentality now going forward, can't speak for nobody else. It's an eye for an eye. Like real shit, real talk. If you're offended by my words, I'm sorry. But the racist stuff that black people continue to endure in this country at the hands of evil white men and women, and I'm not talking about all white people, because all white people are not good and all black people are not good. I'm talking about the evil, sinister, racist, white supremacist people that are still out here hunting black and brown people, taking our lives like it's like just for sport, like it's just something to do. Y'all hadn't fucked with the right people yet. You really haven't. And you got this dude in office that empowered y'all, and y'all not gonna like the way a lot of this shit is going to end.
And I'm gonna say the brother said he's see now, like he mentioned, he's calm and cool, but he's kind of like, I'm like eye for an eye now, you know what I'm saying? Because it's getting like that because that could have been this Nolan Wells guy, that could have been one of our children, man. And we just not. I mean, Jake is fed up, over the years, and I'm telling you now, you mentioned he's in his 50s, I'm in my 40s. I can imagine everything that he's seen, what I can, because I've seen a lot of it. And I grew up around people his age, older brothers his age, that's seen a lot. And I've seen older brothers suffer at the hands of wicked Edomites, man. And we're constantly seeing it. As long as we just try to stay peaceful and stay cool, we have to constantly see this, and we have actually endured seeing this and living this life, as he stated, Well, Jake tired, man. Jake is tired. Just being honest, Jake is tired. You know what I'm saying? So Jake don't want to hear it no more. You know what I'm saying? Jake don't want to hear it no more. And you got the likes of brothers like this here doing these kind of videos. And, hey, it's hey, like I said, the Lord has been putting the spirit on these Jakes to be tired. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like I read in Genesis chapter 49, Judah is about to get roused up. Jake is about to get roused up. Because Judah speaks of the north of the southern kingdom, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and so-called blacks, you so-called Haitians and West Indians, which is basically the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, but and we've been suffering the most. We've been suffering the most. We the same ones that was there in the land during the time of Yahushua. Okay. So I mean, hey, it's just a time where. It's just time for it to end. And we're entering that time, And I want to say it's Leviticus chapter 24. Let me see. Okay, Leviticus 24. Let me see something. Yes, Leviticus 24, verse 19, it says, And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, and he hath done as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. Okay, and see, these are the laws, statutes, and commandments that we were raised with to keep evil out of Israel, to keep wickedness out of Israel. But this Edomite, the so-called white man, came and changed everything around. And you tell us that we can't avenge ourselves, you know. And then you give us scriptures of where Yahweh Shah said, turn the other cheek. Best believe it wasn't talking about that. You have the right to defend yourself. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is no human being on this earth that can literally slap me in the face hard enough to turn my cheek with that slap, and then I turn the other cheek and let him slap it again. That was symbolic. Basically telling you to wait on the Lord, as it says in the book of Zephaniah chapter 3, because he's going to take vengeance on these people. And what we do know, as those of us who have been given the eye salve and the ears to hear, we know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to take vengeance, and he's going to give us one day, Lord will reveal that number, he will endow us with the power to fight and defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But let me let the man speak on.
You're just really not. And you think that you want that smoke, you really don't. I think it was Langston Hughes that said, black people, meek and mild, beware the day they change their minds. Black folks have been done wrong so many times in our life, so many decades in our life, and y'all know, I'm talking to the evil people that know, y'all know the only thing we gonna damn do majority of the time is pray. But then there are those of us out here that believe in something totally different, an eye for an eye. Because as this country keeps showing us who it is, I think it's time for us to show them who we are and can be. Like I said, y'all just ain't.
Because this devil he can't help it. He can't help but reveal himself because he's been exposed, and now he's showing his horns. And them horns are slowly popping out of them heads. And he's going to continue and continue until you see his true horns. And as you can see, a lot of people are starting to notice.
Fuck with the right person yet, or the right family. Because I guarantee you, I just got off a conversation with somebody, and they said maybe some type of race war is needed. You know, and I didn't really understand that at first, because I figured, I believe that's what this country is trying to do, is trying to bait us into a race war. You know, but that may need to happen. Just for...
Ain't gonna just may need to happen, that's just what's gonna happen, because he's absolutely right, that is what the country is trying to bait us into do, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is putting the spirit on these Edomites to do it, you know, to fulfill prophecy. So let's get that. Where do I want to go? Is it Luke chapter 21? I know I got it highlighted, so give me a second. Let's see, it might be Luke chapter 21. I thought I had it highlighted. And it will be... Yeah, it says, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against people, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and this is what's happening. It says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights, and great things shall there be from heaven. Okay, and these are all the beginning of sorrows, stated in 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'll get that soon. But before all these things, shall they lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Because ultimately, these race wars is gonna, how would I put it? I believe it's gonna separate the 2/3 from the 1/3 elect, because they're gonna see that 1/3 elect not really fighting, and so they'll know who to come persecute, because they know that we're standing back and we have our fear of the Lord in our mind, in our hearts. You see what I'm saying? And that's gonna be part of them knowing how to persecute you, how to find you. I mean, they already see the videos and all of that. So I mean, like I said, I'm just speculating as a man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. Matter of fact, let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Is it 16 or 15? Let's see. 16. Yeah, in fact, let me go to my highlights so I don't make a mistake. Okay, so yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Starting at verse 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people gonna bring everything they got, and they ain't gonna give a damn about the law. They ain't gonna give a damn about no police officer. Matter of fact, there ain't gonna be no 911 in that day. You know what I'm saying? Because even police officers are gonna have to choose a side. Okay? Everybody's gonna have to choose a side. And you see this already gearing up. You seeing wars right now, especially on online on these different podcasts. You know, you seeing gender wars, men against women. Straight people against happy people. Call the lawyer Howard Bar, show me how it's shot. If you see the time at the top, it's 4:14 a.m. And so I mean, we're coming into this time, man. Well, it's gonna be all-out war here in Babylon the Great, and this is Babylonians against Babylonians, man. Americanites against Americanites. And if you gotta understand, this is why they would combine militaries, the American military with the small hat military, because they know they can't send their American military out here to fight against its own citizens. They're gonna have them other troops that's gonna come in and not give a damn. Okay? Because they don't care about you Americanites. They gonna have these IDF troops, come in and do the job for them. To put you Americanites in line. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. And it's going to be needed, because it's going to be so much chaos, everybody fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody fighting against each other, everybody looting, stealing, killing each other, whatever. It says, because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's a lot coming down the pipe. Okay? And best believe you got these talks like and these happenings with the Nolan Wills thing. That's not gonna be the only thing that leads to race wars and stuff like that, and civil wars here in America. Okay, people are realizing that they are purposely crashing the dollar. People are seeing America doing things that it normally that really doesn't need to be doing right now. And they know, like this war with Iran, they know that it's literally crashing the dollar, but yet they're continuing with it because they have a plan. Okay. So, like I said, a lot is coming down the pipe, and I'm talking too much, but let me let the brother speak, cause I got some more videos.
Just for people to understand that they're not invincible. Just for other people to understand that, you know, when you unalive one person, you can be unalive as well. That's the point that we've gotten to. This country has never been for black and brown people. It will never be for black and brown people. You know, and I'm all about. I'm a Christian-hearted man. I'm all about.
And Salaki, but that's, Ezekiel chapter 35. You know, and this is one band that's starting to realize this. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had to end. Esau has a perpetual hatred for us. These so-called white people, like it or not, they freaking hate you. I don't care how much they try to act like they don't, how much they try to be peaceful with you. You know, that's why Sirach 12:1 says, never trust our enemy. Though they go crouching, you know what I'm saying, crouching, acting like they, want to be peaceful and all of that. No, understand that, hey, they wickedness ain't gone. They ain't been wiped away. You know what I'm saying? And these people have throughout the years consistently shown us how much they hate us, how much they just want to get rid of us. Okay? And this man is starting to realize it. So now and a lot of people, best believe, if he's realizing it, best believe there's a whole lot of other people that's realizing it. Okay? And a whole lot of other people that's on his side. They probably DMing him or in his comments like, yeah, we with you. Let's get together and do this or do that there. Jake ain't playing no games no more, man. The Lord is putting that lion spirit back into Jake. And you're not going to see that peaceful marching, singing hymns and all of that stuff, Jake. That type Jake no more. You're not going to see that. You know, you finna see 2/3 Jakes actually get out there and act the fool. Because they starting to realize what's going on, and we just tired, fed up.
I'm a Christian-hearted man. I'm all about praying. I posted something earlier that when David, there would have been those of us today and even back then have been like, oh, David, we need you to pray for Goliath, that Goliath change his ways. No. I'm sure David prayed, and the same God that was with us now was with.
No damn way. I'm sure David prayed, Lord, deliver me, because David did tell Goliath, this day the Lord will give you into my hands. Roughly paraphrasing it, he will deliver you into my hands. The same God that you are defying, okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that gave me the power to defeat a bear and to defeat a lion, will give me the power, the strength to defeat you. If David was praying at that time, best believe he was praying Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Quashah give me the strength to defeat this uncircumcised man, to defeat my enemy, and give him over to your children, the Israelites. And that's exactly what happened. Because when it was over with David, David went and took his sword, cut his head off, and kept it as a trophy. That's scriptural.
Him back then, David probably prayed and said, I'm going to take out this big ass rock. And he took it out, put it in his sheath, and he let it fly. And he bust Goliath inside his goddamn head. So if our giant is white supremacy, okay, and the Goliath, white supremacy, don't understand anything but being busted upside his goddamn head, then why are we still praying? Y'all don't have to agree with what I'm saying. This is my truth as a black man in this country. It ain't got to show me no more about who it is, who it always has been and always will be. He talking about the fucking United States. Ain't shit united about this goddamn country. Nothing. I'm in my 50s, okay? I got enough sense to know that when something don't feel right, wherever I am in this country as a black man, I've gone through towns and I've seen stuff in these little backwood country towns. I was like, I don't know where I'm at, but everything in this town lets me know I do not want to be caught here at night. Real talk. It is 2020.
And truth, they still, I mean, here we are, 2026, they still got what's called sundown towns. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically where after sundown, if you're a so-called black man, or actually if you're an Israelite, period, that includes Northern, if you're not an Edomite, a so-called white person in these sundown towns, okay, after sundown, hey, you gonna be disappeared, straight up. You ain't gonna be seen again. And these towns literally exist to this day. Okay? And it sickens me that after with all these things going on, it's a lot of Jake it took this long for Jake to wake up. But at the same time, I know it's Bible prophecy, and it lets me know that we're in the end days. Because honestly, I find comfort in this. Because I'm going to continue to say it, like all the brothers and all my teachers will continue to say it. Hey, bring it on, Esau. Because we believe in the power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua.
26, and if black people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, in this hour, you could be unalived. Just because you're fucking black. And I'm sorry, I've lived long enough to understand that God ain't make us no damn fools. He gave us common sense for a reason. But there's so much I want to say, but I'm not, because I'm not even a person known to cuss a lot sometimes. But this time, I'm just over the bullshit. I'm over the racist bullshit. Like, this is just my truth. I don't expect nobody else to feel the way I do. You don't like the way that I'm talking. You don't agree with what I'm saying. Delete me, block me, whatever you feel you need to do. But I tell you this, God ain't joking and hell still smoking. But y'all keep on messing with people, black and brown people. This ain't gonna end the way you think it's gonna end. It's not. It's just not. And I hate that it's coming to this, but yeah, it's at that point now. It's at that point. And I want to close by saying this: any black man that's viewing this video, stop sitting around being passive. Okay, we need to be out here protecting our women and children by any means necessary. Okay, because
yeah, and at that point, I'm letting you know now. You know, I've been single for a minute, and ain't no woman on this earth that I've been with in the past that I want to protect. Ain't no Eve on this earth that I'm really sitting here worried about protecting. Okay. And I see good looking women and I have my little, what you call it, a little so-called crush or whatever. I'm a man. I see him, I got my little, thing for him. You know what I'm saying? But I always pray, and it's all up to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And I see the way they act. So, hey, I can move on. I don't never say nothing to them. Okay? The right women are gonna come to me. And anybody that ain't right, you're going to get rejected. Straight up. But the fact that he said, I want to get another video because he mentioned that it is, that they trying to incite a race war. And just to show you that, because you can look at this video, anybody with any common sense can tell that this is a freaking psyop. This is something that they just put together, okay? Just to try to, because they're trying to get your attention.
New video capturing the deadly confrontation between Madison, Wisconsin police and Corey Ruiz. Captured on camera in Madison, Wisconsin. A police officer fatally shooting the 38-year-old who investigators say was armed with a knife.
This is an open and active homicide investigation right now.
The scene sparking outrage even at a press conference with city leaders late today. Multiple videos capturing the incident from different angles.
That was the city leader? Come on, man.
The scuffle appearing to begin here when police say Ruiz falls or is taken off his bike by an officer. Authorities were responding to a report of an individual checking car doors Wednesday afternoon, they say, when the man initially fled. Watch as police appear to struggle with him. They say Ruiz pulled out a knife and injured one officer. Authorities say a taser was deployed, but it was not successful. Then 3 shots are heard.
The officer who sustained injuries from the knife was the same officer that fired the shots.
Public records show Ruiz had at least 40 criminal convictions, including several for resisting or obstructing law enforcement.
You should not.
40 criminal convictions, and he was on the streets? He wasn't locked up? I know a lot of jakes that got 3 strikes and they out. Okay, and that's just felonies, but you got 40 criminal convictions, man. You doing some kind of time, man. I don't care. This is propaganda, man. Because they trying to get you jakes roused up. And according to Bible prophecy, it's gonna work.
Lose your life as a result of an encounter with law enforcement.
The shooting leading to a night of demonstrations. Protesters here interrupting an outdoor concert at the state capitol. Jasmine Brown says she knew Ruiz personally.
You've known him for 20 years. What was lost in that shooting?
I mean, a father, a son, a friend, a loved one. He's gone.
Thinness of trust in the city right now did not start.
No, we can shut this down. You can stop talking because we don't want to hear anything you've been saying. You're going to say the same thing you all say every time a black body gets shot down in this city. We don't want any of that talk. You've given us this speech with you'll deliver justice. Oh, we've seen the cameras. We've seen. It was a knife in this young man's hand. We don't want to hear that today. We didn't want to hear it when they put their neck on George Floyd's neck. Their foot on George Floyd's neck, and we don't want to hear it today. What do you have to say about that? No. Oh, you don't get to talk, I said.
Right.
Go ahead.
Enough is enough.
I'll step aside.
That's right. Oh, give me this microphone then. Excuse me. That's right. My name is Carlos Stapleton. I represent APTAP. All power to all people. 0 power to Zionists. 0 power to capitalists. 0 power to colonialism. What you are doing right now in this city is continuing the disgusting nature of colonialism, the disgusting.
And where he makes a good point, you can tell it's a psyop. Ain't this dude, first of all, he ain't no community leader. Second of all, you ain't gonna just go up. You sitting at a police conference and go take the microphone from the police captain and say all this here stuff. You know what I'm saying? Jake would have got unalived right there and there. Right in the middle of that conference. That's how you know it's a psyop. Yes, they are trying to incite a race war, and they will be successful.
Nature of imperialism. Look up the definition of imperialism. It's all within the policies, which means when these police officers come down on the street and they decide that they want to take the life of another brown body, there is no oversight for that. That's imperialism, ladies and gentlemen. This man signed up to be an enforcer of imperialism. Is there anybody else?
And he's sitting there looking all sad, ain't trying to say nothing or nothing like he embarrassed. Like, come on now. Come on now, that's just that look made me I gotta go and get Ciroc since I quoted it. And looking at this dude, the way he looking, the so-called captain right there, Ciroc 12, I think, and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for as like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, as this man looks so humble, and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his words had not been altogether wiped away. This man is never gonna be humble. This man is never gonna be good in no way, form, or fashion. Okay, you can put
Imperialism.
On his face.
Is there anybody else?
I'm sorry. Look at that. The way he's looking right
of
here.
Imperialism. It's all within the policies, which means when these police officers come down on the street and they decide that they want to take the life of another brown body, there is no oversight for that. That's imperialism, ladies and gentlemen. This man signed up to be an enforcer of imperialism. Is there anybody else want to say anything?
Look like he really feeling
it doesn't
bad
matter
about it.
what. Okay, the people want to talk.
And then he go with that. It doesn't matter. We already know what that is. It's too many jokes been made about that throughout the years. I don't know if it's the movie Shawshank Redemption. It doesn't matter what you think. And then you got the likes of people like The Rock, you know, or wrestling, you know what I'm saying? And he would say that to people. It doesn't matter what you think. You can't handle the truth, stuff like that, man. We already know what this is. We know this is a psyop. So I'm going to get another video, you know, and then I'm going to close it out. This is just 2 minutes long.
How much violence you have done without justification. What if you actually, how much violence you have done without justification. What if you actually had a justification? Well, listen.
And let me say fair use, fair use. This is under the Copyright Act of 1976. This video is not being used for monetary gain. Okay? It's for educational purposes only. And now this guy that you see speaking, you know, he proclaims to be a Muslim. And so well, you see what's going on in the so-called Muslim nations, you know what I'm saying? So he's speaking up against it, and not only that, he's speaking up against Esau, Edom.
To me, all of your victims have a justification. The Muslim world, the entire global South, has a justification. How much violence you have done without justification. What if you actually had a justification? Well, listen to me. All of your victims have a justification. The Muslim world, the entire global South, has a justification. But you're so primitive. You're so underdeveloped that you actually think, you actually tell yourself that the only reason we don't take revenge for all your crimes is because you have power and we don't, you see? Because you simply cannot fathom people just being moral, people just being peaceful and dignified and humane and compassionate and merciful. You can't comprehend that. You genuinely believe that people only act with decency when they don't have the power to act savagely. I'm telling you, you actually believe, you think that morality is a function of weakness. No. Nothing is stopping the Muslims. Nothing is stopping Africa. Nothing is stopping Central America. Nothing is stopping South America. Nothing is stopping Asia. Nothing is stopping the entire global South. Nothing is stopping us from acting in a barbaric, uncivilized manner except for the fact that we are not violent and uncivilized barbarians.
And well, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the Lord is putting that spirit on Judah to rise up against them. And as he is putting that spirit, you know, you got the dragons of Arabia. You know, the scriptures speak about that, and they're speaking about these different Arab countries, you know what I'm saying, coming together, you know, and you see that happen with Iran. You know, Iran ain't backing down in this war. You know, everybody's tired of this damn Edomite. Everybody's tired of this fucking Edomite, man. And everybody wants to see this Edomite go down because he ain't did nothing but commit all sorts of atrocities against the entire world. He has done nothing but committed a bunch of abominations and blasphemies against the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, our Heavenly Father and His one begotten Son. And he has to pay. Okay? And we're at that point to where he's getting ready to pay.
Because we are not the same. There is us and there is them, and we are fundamentally, foundationally, profoundly different. Yes, we bear witness to the crimes that you have committed against us, and we bear witness to the crimes that you have committed against others, and we will even bear witness to the crimes that you commit against each other. Yes, we will speak up for the wronged amongst you, even if they themselves are also guilty of their own wrongs and wrongs against us even. And we will always let you know, that wrongdoing itself victimizes the wrongdoer, because you deserve to be better than that. You deserve to actually live according to the values that you declare. You understand me? You deserve to not be a hypocrite. You deserve to be civilized. You deserve to be decent. And you are degrading yourself, and you are harming yourself, and you are humiliating yourself, and you are dishonoring yourself as a human being when you act the way that your society has got you acting. That's a fact.
Khan, and he's absolutely right. So, man, since he brought that up, you know, we as Israelites got the right to, we should be living according to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, but this man got us doing other stuff, and that's why 2/3 of our people got to be destroyed, because they continue to want to live according to the ways of the heathen. So Deuteronomy chapter 14:2, it says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." Let me read it verbatim. "And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth." Okay, and this is why we were given laws, statutes, and commandments, certain ways to eat, certain ways to treat each other, you know what I'm saying, and everything, so on and so forth, you know what I'm saying, because it kept the laws, statutes, and commandments kept us separated from the other people, and on a much higher level than the other people, you know. That's why it says, "For thou art an holy people." Holy means separate. Okay? And this is why 2/3 of all people are going to perish, because they refuse to turn back to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of them are going to die in these race wars. It's too much coming down the pipe. Famine's coming down the pipe. And the scriptures also say that those that survive the famine will also be killed by the sword. So Jake gonna get a win. Jake gonna get a win. But Jake still gonna lose if you're not of the elect. You know what I mean? Because the Lord gonna put the spirit on the elect to be able to protect themselves and their families, what have you. You know. And matter of fact, I'll close it out with that. That's Isaiah 41:14. It says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, and call the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua." Isaiah 14:14. So you got that 144, and it's at 441 when I pulled this scripture out. So this lets you know the Lord is speaking, man. And that's a faith booster. This is how we know that the Lord is dealing with us, man. It says, "Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel." And this is the Lord giving us spiritual powers. And yes, we're going to rejoice in that day, because the Lord is going to raise up and give us the power to fight against these devils and all the stuff they got. They super soldiers, they robot dogs, and everything else they got, because they got a lot of shit. And that's why two-third Jakes are going to lose. But the elect are going to win. You know? So, yeah, this where we at, man. We coming into this time. You can expect all these things to come down the pipe and even more. You know, I'm in it right there, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rukakodash. Lord, will you brothers and sisters were edified. And again, I want to say this is Isaiah 41:14, and I pulled it out at 441, and I feel like through the Spirit, that's confirmation that I might be one of them men, and those of y'all that's listening might be one of those that receive those spiritual powers that's being spoken of in this chapter. So let it be a faith booster, and hey, whatever you do, hold on to your faith. Lord, you were edified. Till next time, Shalom. Call the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Makakodash.